Shout Factory did an extensive search to find this high quality element that we began with. And it really made the rest of the process more about getting the fine details of the picture right, as opposed to having to concentrate on for instance, torn negative or shrunken pieces, or having to do a lot of gross physical restoration, which we may have to do with films that are of that age. A lot of the time was spent not necessarily doing very large changes, but doing small detail changes to make sure that, for instance, one of the big issues was to make sure that hot rod was right. So a lot of references were brought in, all the way down to people who've seen the original artwork and cells, to come in and help us make sure that we set that color exactly where it was supposed to be and consistently through the movie. Additionally, there's just so much more detail in the element that we had because we started from the very high quality piece of film and we were able to do the very high quality scan. There's much more subtle detail in the transfer that we were able to do than had been seen before. I have to say that one of the big surprises is the kind of detail you see in the introduction of Unicron and the birth of Galvatron. You can see more of what the artists actually drew inside this content than you were able to see before. There's fine lines and details that simply didn't make it through the VHS or the DVD transfers that you can really see now. I realized things that I hadn't before as a fan. The way they designed their color and their shading, they designed it to sort of stop at what would be reproduced by film. Well, it turns out for this, there's an incredible amount of subtlety that exists even beyond what was theatrically projected. And you can tell that in the future, you're going to be able to pull these details out and display them on like a high dynamic range display and see just really what was in there. So it was exciting to see that they weren't just flat magenta lines, but there was actually depth and shading and texture given to them that wasn't even available on the original film print.